Hello my lovelies, I'm Samantha Izzy and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be going over tips and tricks I've learned that I like to use to help me do my makeup. One tip that I have learned is to start with my eyebrows. So my eyebrows have filled in quite a bit compared to what they used to be, but to be able to frame your face and to know where to put your eyeshadow and everything, you want to base it off of your eyebrows. Well, and if you have a little bit more sparse eyebrows, then it's sometimes probably pretty good to do the eyebrows first. Is with the eyebrow hairs, kind of comb them down a little bit and then kind of base it off of where they're a little bit more sparse. Okay, now that we have that, you want to just comb them up and then whatever's remaining you want to fill in. Okay, now that those eyebrows are done, well, and then next what I like to do is I like to kind of set it. I just have my Bareminerals. It's in Fair 1. I have a very fair complexion, especially right now in the winter. And I just kind of want to dab over that a little bit. What I have learned recently, and I've practiced quite a bit, I wasn't the best at blending my eyeshadow. You want to just take an eyeshadow brush, and then you want to take the darker color, which I'm going to go more for nudes. I'm using this Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. We're going to go for more natural colors, more of the nudes here. I'll take Homebody. So you just take a little bit of that. What I learned is you just want to apply it, well, you apply it where you want to apply it. You can apply it in the crease, you can apply it lower, but you want to switch kind of back and forth and not keep applying more product onto your brush, because you want to just blend that. And so that's something that I was really bad at before. I think I'm going to just go from that corner of my eye, kind of go out. But what I also learned is that your lighter color, you just kind of like switch back and forth between those brushes. And if you really need to, then just take a clean brush that's a little bit more for blending. It's a little softer. And then you just kind of blend the two without having to add more product on. But as of right now, I think I want just a little bit more product in that corner of my eye. Okay, I have as much product as I want on there. I'm going to take a lighter color, which I'm going to take Love Handles. It's a funny name. And then just kind of blend it into that a little bit. Another trick that I learned is that the closer that you hold it, the more like rough it is. The more you want to blend it and kind of just be softer on the eye, the further away your hand is on the wand or brush or whatever you want to call it. Okay, now that we've blended for what feels like to be about 30 minutes, I'm exaggerating, but you blend quite a bit more than at least what I used to. I used to not blend enough, and it definitely showed. I do want to take a lighter color and put it on the inner corner of my eye and kind of just blend it into the rest, which I'm going to take my big fluffy brush, and I'm going to use I'm In It from that Jaclyn palette, and just apply that on the inside. Probably use just a little bit more. I like how shimmery it is. You don't always have to use shimmer, but I love it. I love sparkles and shimmer. I just don't like it when they get in my eye. Okay, now that we have both the upper lids done, I want to start working on the lower lid. Now with the lower lid, I kind of do the same thing as I do with the upper lid. I take that darker color, which I'm going to take a finer brush and take that same dark color that I used on the outside corner, the Homebody, which on here it looks a little bit more like brown and neutral, but on my actual skin it looks a little bit more orange. So I just apply it right beneath my lashes, and you just want to do a little bit. You don't want to do too much because you don't want to make it look like messy eye look, and that it's just kind of just bringing your eyes down. But I'm going to take that and then just do it. The most I usually do is like halfway through to like where my pupil is, but kind of just gauge it from there. And then blend it into where I take the eyeshadow up on top into more of that cat eye. And then I'm going to use a little bit lighter color, which I'm using that Love Handles again. It's kind of that middle. Just kind of connect. Okay, now I'm going to do my under eyes. So now that we have everything prepped there, my eyeshadow's done on top. So you just want to do a little bit. Some people want to do a full on like triangle or circle. I just want to do a couple dots on the inner corner. That's where it's darkest for me. And then again, I'm going to use my fingers. I like to use my pinkies. So with concealer, you want to pick something that's just a little bit lighter than your natural color. The thing for me is I am so fair, we'll just keep calling it fair, that I'm literally going for the lightest concealer color I can find. And it still, like, overall pretty much matches my skin. So it's not necessarily a problem, it's just something that, like, you have to take in consideration. You do not want to always get the palest one unless you are, again, closer to my complexion. Then you might be going for that. But if you do have darker skin tone, make sure that you only go a couple shades lighter. Another tip that I have is that you go through the Bareminerals again that I set my eyebrows with, and I want to set underneath my eyes. Where did I put the brush? Oh, there it is. So you just take a little bit of that product and then just dab it underneath your eyes and kind of set that underneath. So the problem with winter is that usually my skin gets pretty dry. And I have little breakouts, nothing too bad right now just because they're like scabbing over. I've already picked at them and wreaked havoc on my face, but now they're just healing. But one of the tips that I do is that if you have a humidifier or even a diffuser, have that running through the night. That extra moisture in the air really helps your skin quite a bit. What we want to do is I have for this, it's BYE BYE Breakout. I use this specifically on my acne. You do not want to use this under your eyes. It is a bit drying, but I like to use this specifically just on those, well, acne specifically, and then whatever scabs left over. Must get them all. And if you happen to be moly like me, sometimes you like to cover those. I don't really care that much. I have 2 red moles and then brown mole and whatnot. I just kind of leave them alone depending on what my makeup is, but today I'm not going to be bothered by it. Again, I like to use my fingers. So you just want to be soft and just pat it out. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to go through with foundation. And again, I'm just going to go over with my Bareminerals Barepro foundation. Just because I am. I promise you, I will put some color back into my face. I know it looks kind of vampire-ish right now. So something that I like to do that helps me with my skin tone is just to go with the basics. I have blush and I have a little bit of bronzer. I do usually go when I'm as pale as I am right now with a little bit lighter bronzer because I have this darker bronzer that I use in summer. I use more tones like that, where it's just kind of like, you kind of use it just more for contour on my face. But in the winter, this is Tarte, but you gotta go for a little bit lighter color because you go too dark and you look like you're doing Halloween makeup, which is really fun to do, but you don't want to look like that on a daily basis. One thing that I learned with kind of applying contour, or like I said, bronzer, you want to go into a 3 motion. And so you go above, so here, cheekbone, jawline. And so I kind of just base it off of that, where it's just the 3 motion. I kind of put a little bit on top though and on the bottom, but overall that helps guide where I'm supposed to apply it. And so I don't want to apply it anywhere in between. So just go by the 3. Or you want to kind of frame your face a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take this blush. I'm going to use this It's just a lighter kind of rose, dusty rose color. And I'm going to apply that to my cheeks. And then you just apply up. And then I put a little bit on the middle there and over the brows. Just to kind of bring a little bit more color back onto my face, down the nose, and on the chin. Okay, blend. Okay, so another trick that I learned is to make yourself look a little better. So I have my hair pulled up right now, and of course, maybe not everyone, but if you're like me, you have a little bit of kind of bald spots. And so they're not extreme right now, but it's just be able to fill it in just a little bit. I don't want to go too dark just because my hair is kind of an in-between color on what I have. So I'm going to go with that bronzer that I had and then kind of go for an in-between color on that Tarte palette and kind of just apply it there. And again, you just want to try to match your hair color as close as possible. And right now I kind of have some two tones going on. So it makes it a little bit harder, but this kind of makes things look a little prettier when it looks like your hair is just luscious and filled in. So see, there's a bit of a difference. So we're gonna fill in that other side too. Just makes it look a little bit better. There, nothing too crazy. Just kind of fills it in a little bit so it's not as noticeable. Now we can focus back on my face makeup. So going back to the eyes, one of my tips, I like to use liquid liner, but then I use eyeshadow over. I don't have that steady of a hand, and so that's something that's always freaked me out with eyeliner. I get so nervous. What I do is I do the eyeliner, I let it dry, and then we'll come back and I'll put on the eyeshadow. I've done both eyes with my eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. They're not perfect, but this is part of the trick. So what I do is I take a little bit of eyeshadow. You can take black, but what I like to do is I like just to take a darker color and not exactly black. So I'm gonna take on that Jaclyn Hill Crazy, which, because I have a little bit of reds and oranges going on, and take Crazy, which is like really dark maroon color, and then kind of just go over the eyeliner. Okay, so now that I have both of those done, it just looks a little nicer, adds a little bit more color to my eyelid. Yeah, I have that black liquid eyeliner on, but now it doesn't look as scary. Because if you're not a pro at putting on eyeliner, then you might need a little help. So I'm going to take this brush and just kind of blend that liner a little bit more into the rest of the eye. Not too much because I still want a bit of a difference so it looks more like liner. There. Now that I've done that, it makes this eye just not look quite as sharp. So it looks quite a bit prettier. And so I'm going to do that with this side as well. Okay. Now we're going to go to eyelashes. I do like using just mascara on my eyelashes for the most part. I use Great Lash by Maybelline. I use lots of lashes. That one's my favorite so far, and it's also like crazy cheap, and so it doesn't break the bank for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my eyelash curler, curl the tops of my eyelashes, and then I am going to go over with a few coats of that Great Lash on top and bottom. So 1 second, I'm going to do that. Okay, so now I have the mascara done. What I want to do is I want to take just a black liner, and then I go within the waterline, but I don't want to go beneath the eye. I just want to go above the eye, in that corner. Try really hard not to draw on your eye. I used to do my waterline below a lot, which sometimes I still do, but what I've found out is that it can make your eyes look a little smaller. And I don't necessarily want to do that today. So now that that's done, we're gonna go on to lips. So one thing I learned, I love lipstick. I love lipstick. But I am someone who I'll get it on my teeth, I'll laugh and talk, and then I'll get it on my chin. And I'll be a hot mess, like literally all day. So what I like to do, I take just a lip liner and I draw on the outside of my lips, and then you literally just draw it in. So you usually want to make sure that your lips are pretty like moist, that you've been using chapstick and whatnot, because this can be quite dry. And this way it doesn't get on my teeth and it stays in place pretty much. To make it look a little less matte though, you use a little bit of lip gloss, which I can't get this one open. This is MAC Dazzle Glass, but okay, I got it. So this one is super gooey gloss. I love it. But I just apply a little bit. And that's the look. I hope you guys have learned a little bit today. If you do have any tips or tricks yourself, please leave a comment below and let me know, or if you have any questions. Hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.